Hey Justin, I just want to say thank you for being the person that you are and doing the things that you do, and that my son has a great role model to look up to. My life as a child has never been easy. I It was very, very hard for me to become the person that I am today. My parents split up when I was 7 years old. I had to live with my father. I only got to see my mother every other weekend. She was never really smart in making the right decisions, and I was involved in those decisions that she made. One of those decisions that she did make was she married a man who sexually assaulted me, and then he started abusing her, and she didn't want to be married to him anymore. She ended up asking him for a divorce, and he got upset and strangled her to death. I was 12 years old at the time. The day that I found out that my mom had been murdered, I thought about just giving up and not moving on with my life. But I didn't give up. I just kept living the day as best as I could. I cried a lot. I think that's what helped until there was no more tears left. But I just kept moving on with my life like every other people usually do, trying to do the best that I can. So I tried to live my life as best as I could, like I said, day by day. It was just so hard to only be 12 and not have your mom around, especially for a girl. But my dad's sister stepped in and started taking the role as my mom and taught me how to become the lady that I am today. I had graduated high school and was about to go to college, be the first one in my family to go to college. And my aunt was going to take me to college. All my kids want a piece of action of me in this video. Anyways, this is Desmond. Say hi, Desmond.
Hi.
He's 3. Anyways, so my aunt was gonna take me to college. Unfortunately, she died in a plane crash. It was the day after September 11th attack.
Yeah.
So another tragic event happened in my life, and I was just devastated. But I just kept moving on. I went to college. I just didn't want to give up. I just wanted to win and fight and just battle everything that came my way. I ended up getting pregnant when I was 19 with my first child, Ethan, and I went to school and raised him while I studied there. I also got married when I was 19, and my husband was away working as a merchant marine and during those months I was basically a single parent studying at a university, but I never gave up. I just always pushed harder and harder. So my son was getting older, and I noticed that he was different from others. He was diagnosed with ADHD along with some other things, and life for him was getting to be pretty difficult. But then you came into his life and it changed everything. He does know what has happened to me, and I try to use from what I've learned through all I have been through to help him with certain situations. But sometimes it just doesn't cut it. I'm his mom, but to you, you're his idol, and he looks up to you and says, well, if Justin's, he just relates to you in any way he can. If it wasn't for Ethan, I probably wouldn't have never heard of you, and we just would really like to meet you someday, or my son meet you. It's, probably not a guarantee, but he's just a really great kid, and I'm just so happy that he has an idol to look up to, even though when I was younger I didn't have one. But thank you for everything that you have done, and your mom did a really good job raising you, and just don't ever change. We love you, and we wish you all the luck, and take care of yourself.